Hey, what's going on, everybody? So, just based on a few demands for this screencast, I'm going to go over how to make some pretty decent slideshows that you can use within your next few projects. Those projects coming up within the next few weeks, hopefully, but nonetheless, we're going to go over just a few things that you guys touched upon a little bit with your historical context presentations the other day. So let's just go ahead and go through the PowerPoint I've set up for you guys right now. It's not much, just 5 slides, but it should really help you understand a few of the basic concepts of how to really edit your PowerPoints to make sure that they're really effective. Okay. So first off, if you have a slideshow like this, and this was a problem I noticed with a few of you guys whenever you were presenting. The text appeared fine on your computer, but whenever we had the projector pulled up, there was obviously a little bit of contrast between the text and the background here. So let's just say you have a problem like this. Sometimes when you have a dark background, whether it's navy, gray, black, or so on, it can be hard to see if you are using something that's equally as dark. So this can cause your audience to strain their eyes or not be able to read anything that you have on your screen. So this is just a simple way to fix it. So let's go in, highlight your text, and then up here you can choose text color, choose something a little bit lighter. You have white, you can do it that way, or if you want to, you can do it the other way around and you can change your text back to the way it was. So we initially had this as a black text, so turn this, and then up here going to right click, and yes, I'm using a MacBook for this, so maybe different controls compared to your Chromebooks, but it should ideally be the same. So right click, change background, and then you're going to choose your color, and if you notice here, you can choose the same color variant. What I recommend is just going further up the lightness scale, so just change the hue on that. So we initially had this as a dark cyan, so we can just change that a little bit lighter. So here, okay, much more visible, and it still keeps within the same background you have, at least the same color scheme that you're looking for. Okay, so that takes care of that first problem. Okay, now you have a second problem. Notice whenever you guys are putting your text into your presentations, you're copying and pasting directly from the source, whether that is from internet sources, which you run into the problem of plagiarism with that, which we'll get into on a later date, or you're pulling it from your Google Documents. That can cause an issue too, only because that for an audience, you want to make sure that they can follow your screen, but you want to be the center of attention for your audience as well. You do not want your background, you do not want your slides to be the main attraction. You're the presenter, so as the presenter there, your focus should be on you. You are merely just facilitating that information. You're mainly just giving them the information up here. So here's an example. So I pulled this from a source about how to change a flat tire. You'll probably run into that whenever you get your cars in a few years, but so you can see I have this huge text right here. You have this huge paragraph. As soon as you realize you have a flat tire, do not abruptly brake or turn, slowly reduce your speed, and so on and so forth. So you can see as you're going through this PowerPoint, it's quite a bit to take in. So here's what you can do. So let's just go ahead and take care of this. Okay. Find a safe location. We're going to go ahead and keep this just because it's a good header for you to have, or you can turn that into the title if you want. So find a safe location. Take this off. So look at the information you have on here and see what you can take away from this. So you can take away an empty parking lot would be an ideal place. Take that away. You know, anything that is just filler information, anything that just really does not add into this too much. Okay, take that away. Should consult the corner manual. Okay. And then you can take this away as well. So now you've got it down into roughly 3 sentences. But it still looks a bit off. It still looks like you're mainly just giving someone a paragraph to read. You don't want that. As a presenter, you want to make sure that they can follow your voice, even though there might be quite a bit of text on there. So here's what I recommend. Go here, very start, and go to bullet points. Okay, once you figure out a good place for you to find a second bullet point, and then so on, and then so on. That way you have all the information you need for your audience, but they're not overwhelmed by so much text. As visual learners, we go from bullet point to bullet point to bullet point to bullet point quite easily, so this should really help your audience maintain your focus on you. Here's another key section here. On Google Slides, the benefit of using this is you have an entire notes section for this. As I put in here, you can add so much information to this section on your slides. Then you can carry these notes with you when you present. That way you're not constantly looking at the board trying to read it like this. You know, that gets distracting, and that takes away from your audience's care for you. What you can do is you can type out everything you need. So you can type out everything you need for your audience. So this would be something that you would be saying. This is your entire speech right here, or if you want to condense that down into bullet points as well, just put a few things on there that you want to touch upon whenever you're going through your presentation. And then, just in case you want to go ahead and print that off for yourself, you can go to File, and then Print Settings and Preview. Wait for this to load. Okay, one slide with notes is going to be your default for this, so we're going to keep that as is. And then you scroll down here. Then there's your notes right there. You have that with you. Or another option is you can basically copy this. You go through and create a new document. Wait for this to load. And then you can just paste that into there as well. Well, copy. There it is. So you have your notes right there. You can keep that separate, or if you want to write it down on note cards, that works just as well because it's a little bit more portable. Okay. So that takes care of that issue. Now problem 3, you have some inconsistencies. So by inconsistencies, I mean that when you're presenting, not all the slides are exactly the same. For your audience, you want to make sure that everything is synchronized in a good way. That way they can just follow from one slide to the next, to the next, to the next, without being distracted by bright lights or flashes or huge color changes like this. So we have 2 different inconsistencies here. One, we have this Nickelodeon green slime looking background here, which is a little bit of an eyesore. And then you have this text right here. So we have this text as permanent marker, but this text right here is your rubato. So this, again, an easy fix. Go up here, scroll down, turn that back into rubato, and then you can go ahead and change the color scheme of this as well. So what I recommend is if you have a white background here and a white background here, go ahead and turn this into a white background as well. So here, change the theme. Actually, excuse me, change background. Change your background. And then you can reset it to theme. So this is all the same, and then you can go back up to your previous slide here. You right click, Actually, you need to get out of the text box for that. So you right click, go to change background, and then reset to theme. So now it's all the same. With slides, your title slide is going to be different just because of the way the theme is set up, and that's usually a good thing because that's your huge focal point. So I would leave this exactly the same, but everything else looks just fine. You can see the almost milky white background right here with the green stripe. It's good professional font. Everything looks good. Now you got another problem. So you've taken care of your background, you've taken care of your text, and you've taken care of having too much information, but you're still left with a lot of blank space here. So the cool thing about PowerPoint and about Google Slides in general is you can add a variety of different images into this to really accentuate and really add into your background quite a bit. So you can go and add videos, you can add images. So just for the sake of time here, I'm going to add a image here, so you can actually do a Google search for that as well. So to go ahead and do this again, let me go ahead and refresh. So you go to Insert, Image, and so you have a variety of options. You can upload images, take a snapshot, which would be taking a snapshot of your background here. If you have a URL that you have for an image, you can paste that into there. Images you have from Google Drive, or you can do a Google search. So you can say smiley face. And so it has a variety of images from Google search engine, or you can change your search engine to live or any stock images, which would be like your clip arts that you may have seen in elementary school. So let's add this in here. Okay, obviously it's too big, so all you do is shrink it down. You keep it in the center if you want that to be the focal point, or if you want this to just be just a little side image, keep it up here, out of the way, and then you can keep adding some more information right here. But other than that, you can go in and fix any more of your background images if you need to, or you can add in a video. So let's go ahead and insert a video from YouTube. So you can go Insert, Video, and so you can do it by search. So let's add in Gangnam Style. So this would be the original Gangnam Style from back in 2012. So let's just say our presentation is about Gangnam Style, or it's about music in general. So you add this, you click on that, hit select, and then you can shrink this down too. And the cool thing about slides is it usually tells you when everything is centered up. Yep, so now you have that. So now you've taken this problem you had, which would be dark text and dark background, you fixed that, you went through and you've taken all this information you needed and condensed that down as well into a few bullet points, and you got your text right here just in case you need to make a speech. You fixed any inconsistencies with your slides, you made sure everything looks exactly the same just for your audience's sake, and then you've got blank images filled up here. As I mentioned, you can adjust this as needed, so if you really want this to fill up the space. And there you go. So, if you have any more questions, you can go ahead and send me a Gmail, or you can put in a comment onto the YouTube video whenever this gets uploaded. But again, if you have any more suggestions for screencasts, just go ahead and let me know, guys. Thank you.